prepare for the amazing. What you will see is great racing. They got skills from front to back. These lobbies you see are stacked. Enjoy the racing at its best. Battles wage from first to last. The action is wall to wall. We will cover it all. Here we go. Yeah, yeah. We're all here to be entertained. These drivers go hard and not restrained. Cheer for your favorite, you will not regret. The spectacle you watch, you will never forget. Come on, come on, enjoy the racing at its best. Battles wage from first to last. The action is wall to wall. We will cover it all. Here we go.
Hello, this is Fast Ginger, and welcome to the Endurance Cup here, World Endurance Cup. And we've got 2 hours of racing this evening. And excuse me for the noise there. We're going without any kind of qualifying because it is a long race today. And here we go. Snafu here in the lead. SBR in second. Ricky B, Forfan, Uncle Jesse, Shady, Mac, Kraut, Ray, and Andy. And that's it. We got 10 cars for the endurance season here. Snafu out in the lead, followed closely by SBR and Ricky B in third place. A little bit of lag. The first 3 are flying out in front of the GR4s, and we got a hypercar way back there at the back. I think it's Rottenkraut. Yep, there he goes. Making quick work of these GR3s. No change with the top 3. Who's forward? Jim Shady's in 4th, okay. So 5th, 6th, or 6th and 7th are GR3s. And it looks... No, there we go. Okay, we are into second chicane here on the back stretch on the Mulsanne Straight. Uncle Jesse closing into the back. Forfan. That Porsche seems to have a little bit of straight line speed. Oh, we've got SBR. Something happens. Did he get... Ooh, there was contact between SBR and Ricky. Yeah, it looks like there was definitely contact, but I think it was lag. I don't think there was any malice involved in that accident. Four fan, oh, getting a little sideways. Maybe. It looks like we have a bit of an unstable lobby here. Four fans doing some sliding around. J-Mac in the back there, Brago. English Andy is falling way back. See if we can see anything that had happened. Nope. So we'll go back up here to first place in Snafu and Ricky B. Right on each other's. SBR here trying to make up time, but it's, I don't know, that just is really horrible. Jesse running up on the back of Four Fan. Oh, I think everybody's going to be really cautious and give wide berths to each other for passing, because this lobby is about as stable as a two-legged chair. So Rika B here in the lead. Are we going to see a pass here? Here we go. Snafu coming into the first chicane here. Ooh. So he gets around. So Rika B ends in the lead. Snafu is still hot on his tail. Jim Shady. Oh, it's. And Uncle Jesse has gotten around. Four Fan looks like the same place that Ricky B got around. So bouncing around here between the Hyper-cars and the GR3s. Ricky B still being pursued by Snafu. Jim Shady's lurking back there. Four Fan is, a second and a half on Roddenkraut. See if we can see anything. Nope, he had it already. So getting ready to serve his penalty. Whoa! I can only imagine it doesn't look like that way for the driver. Here's Snafu. Jim Shady's close behind. Uncle Jesse and Four Fan. J-Mac just a little way back there. Ray. And then English Andy is quite a ways back from there. There's Ricky B. I guess we can go ahead and look at the standings. So we got Matt in the lead of the Hyper-cars. He's not in this raid. Jim Shady is, SBR is as well, and Ricky B is too. So could be a shakeup for this championship. J-Mac and Uncle Jesse are at the top of the GR3s, and 4Fan's just back from there. So this could be a battle for the lead in the GR3 series. So yeah, it looks like all the championships are up for grabs. Ricky B is making quick work out of this. He is spread out. Snafu is getting pursued by Jim Shady. And we might have a move going into the first chicane here on the Mulsanne Straight. He's looking to the inside. He has the draft. And brake probably right about there. With the new fit. Ooh. Good grief. I'm sure it doesn't look this way to the drivers, but it does to us watching the race. Not much movement here between these. J-Mac is just kind of lurking back there. Ray is back there too. And Ricky B here with a half-second penalty. So he will have to serve that after this bit of a straight section. I don't think it'll mess up his place, but it'll put him back closer to Jim Shady. And we've used a quarter tank of gas in roughly 10 minutes. So there will be, it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. So 2 pit stops, 1, 2, so 40, 40, 80. So yeah, so 3 pit stops most likely for these hypercars. SBR has not made a bunch of room yet. Uncle Jesse, so yeah, it looks like the fuel consumption for the GR3s is not much different than the hypercars, so English Andy here with the back after a very good win last week. So Ricky B has served his penalty and did not lose any time for the best, for the most part there. So definitely looking squirrely through there as far as connection. Jim here in second place, Snafu in third. And Jim Shady has got the fastest lap. Looks like the sunshine is coming out a little bit. I'm assuming there is probably a chance of rain. And we've got a half second for SBR here. Your GR3 class. First and second. Seems to be the closest race right now. So Uncle Jesse's Gatorade car is looking a little different than it has in the past few races. Oh, I don't think he actually went off the road as far as what he can see. So let's go ahead and take a look at these race cars. Ricky B here in his Toyota. Tailor-made golf equipment in Dunlop. So into the second chicane here. And we'll come up here and Jim Shady in the Adidas Ferrari. And here's Snafu in the Singer Porsche Hertz. I think that is a Penske color scheme. And Rotten Crowd here in the Martini livery. Classic Porsche livery. Take a look here at SBR. And we've got some damage on that left front, so he'll want to get that fixed when he goes into the pits. I think this is on. Oh no! SBR is not having a good day, and off into the gravel. And he's back underway, so take a look here at Uncle Jesse in his Gatorade. So I think it was a optional livery for his Gatorade car, because it was white and orange last race. Take a look here at Forfan in the Silver Arrow Iron Lynx AMG. We'll just ride on board because it looks like he's closing in on Uncle Jesse. Definitely right on his tail. And these two have left J-Mac a little bit far behind. So let's see, going in, he's got two little full speed right-handers, and then you've got the heavy braking into the right-left. Closing in. Little touch of gravel there. And into the heavy right-hand turn. No penalty. And then I believe this is coming up is the Porsche curves. I think that's called the Indianapolis back there. So closing in, braking. This is one of the harder sections of the track. It was for me anyway. I could never get this one right here. I could never get it right. And we're closing in on the pit entrance. Right up here on the right side. And then brake at the... And here's the front straight. And there's where an unfortunate Mercedes accident happened on the left there, which took them out of this kind of racing for many, many years. So let's see, we'll go ahead and take a look here at J-Mac in an Iron Dames livery here for his Porsche. We'll take a look here at Ray's Liquid Death Ferrari. Looking very nice. With that shiny gold and then the matte black. Looking really good. And then we'll take a look here at English Andy here in his military-inspired Ferrari here. So that'll do it for checking all the liveries. Rigby is still in first place with Jim Shady in second, Snafu in third, fourth is Rottenkraut, and SBR is way back 43 seconds. Looks like he's had a couple of misadventures. Uncle Jesse and Forfan are the closest ones racing. So just a second between those two. J-Mac. See, they're already 2 minutes behind the leader. So that's half the track. So in 5 more laps, they'll be getting overtaken, lapped by the hypercars. So we're looking at what, like 50 minutes or 50 laps here? Snafu has got himself a half-second penalty, probably in that little chicane as you enter onto the front straight here. Easy to go a little wide or cut that corner a little bit and get a penalty. And SBR, I'm not sure if he was off the track or if he was on the track. You just can't tell. Here we are coming through the last section before the start-finish line, before the pits. Here we go into the pits. Here's what the track looks like here. So we are right there where it says pit. That is where we are. So 29 corners heading up the hill into turn 1. Rigby is either dropping back or Jim Shady is catching. Though Rigby does have the fastest lap. Heading into the Porsche curves. Somewhere in this section through here is that famous Porsche 917 accident in the movie Le Mans, where it happens. And here we come across. Across the line to start lap number 7. Still looking pretty sunny out. Daytime, no rain for the looks of it at the moment. And Forfan is in the lead, and we've lost our leader. Uncle Jesse, something happened with Uncle Jesse and we will never see it because it's so far back. So our leader has had an accident and he's got front end and rear end damage, so either he has spun and oh, sorry, I thought we were losing the lobby. So all right, so Forfan has no damage, which makes me think he had nothing to do with the accident with Uncle Jesse. And then let's see here. So J-Mac is damage free. So Uncle Jesse does have damage. So that makes me think somewhere he lost control and went off the road. And it looks like our leader is starting to lap the GR3s and has lapped. Oops. English Andy. Was he just trying to get out of the way? So he gets past there. Heavy braking. And good grief. How did he get reset that far back? That's crazy. Scream there of that engine. So here goes Jim Shady with a half-second penalty. And he's trying to get around J-Mac. Or no, that's Jesse. Sorry about that. Yep, there's Jesse. The snafu will be the next one coming up on Jesse. Ricky B here is closing in on alright, so he is coming up here on the front stretch. So he'll probably be catching Forfan here at the end of the Mulsanne Strait, or Mulsanne Strait. And it appears to me that it is getting a little darker out for the track. Forfan with a 12-second lead over J-Mac, who's 16 seconds ahead of Ray, who's 29 seconds ahead of Uncle Jesse. Get on board here with Ricky. That sounds weird. Big delay between shifting and engine sounds, so he is closing in on our leader of the GR3s. Heavy braking. There he comes up on the back of Ray. Okay, so whoa. Cutting that kind of close there. Jim Shady will be the next one to go after Ray. Yeah, 4-fan, I think you got a good bet for a 4-fan. He is in the lead of the GR3 class by almost 12 seconds, so Project Mayhem Racing, I think you've got a safe bet there. So yeah, we've got Ricky B in the lead by 5.5 seconds, Jim Shady in second, Snafu third, Rotten Grout fourth, and he's got a half-second penalty going around Uncle Jesse, who is in fourth place, I believe, for the GR3s. Yep, fourth. So SBR is not having a very good evening compared to normal. 4-fan here having a good evening in first place in GR3s. Followed by J-Mac, 12 seconds back. 13 seconds back from him is Ray. And 25 seconds behind Ray is Jesse. And then English Andy is back 27 seconds from there. Snafu going around the GR3. Ray. Stick here with 4-fan or GR3. Or maybe I shouldn't. I don't want to give him the commentator's curse. Just keeping it on the right side of that white line there, so there's no penalty. And it is definitely become overcast and a little humid or foggy, if you want to call it that, but definitely overcast, and a chance we could see some weather here shortly. And it looks like we are closing in on probably pit stops here to start happening in 2 to 3 laps. I'm just going to run through everybody real quick and see if we... Nope. Like I've said in the past, sometimes there'll be a glitch and one of the maps there for the driver will actually show the weather. But we do not have that right now. So that is one thing I wish Polyphony would do, is allow the commentators to be able to check out the weather. So everybody right at the moment is pretty well spread out. Snafu closing in on J-Mac here. Uncle Jesse's damage has repaired itself, has Christined itself. So he is let loose and trying to get back towards the front of the pack, where he was in the lead earlier in the race. So we're 31 minutes into the race with an hour 28 to go. So we got Ricky B here in first place, and right behind him is Jim Shady. So we look at this, Jim Shady is leading Ricky B in the points, and SBR is right in the middle of all those two. So since Matt's not in the race, he will be relinquishing the lead of the World Endurance Championship and probably drop down to third, most likely, or fourth. because Jim Shady will get points, SBR will get points, Ricky B will get points. So it looks like we've got somebody coming in for a pit stop. It's Ricky B getting ready to take a pit stop. Let's hang out here and see what tires he puts on, because maybe he can see something on his weather radar that we cannot. So Shady has come in as well. Snafu stays out. So Snafu stays out. Ricky B, there he goes. He is in. And we won't be able to see what tires he has until he gets completely fueled up here. And here we go. Ray Barrego has gone into the pits. So Ricky B still taking on fuel. And there we go, 100%. And he comes out on racing mediums. And so does Jim Shady. SBR, he's on hard tires, so definitely no problem as far as getting his tires to the end of a stint. But it appears mediums will last a tank of fuel. So here's 4Fan coming through. Snafu here with a half-second penalty as well for track limits. And those racing mediums are looking pretty shot, so he'll either pit this time or next time. His lap times are pretty consistent, so little slidey there. And he's closing in on the penalty serving zone here. Just a few more corners to go before he has to serve the penalty. It's after this next corner. I mean, as far as penalty zones, this one is not too bad, because it's right after a slow corner, and you're don't have a full steam of speed there, or full head of speed there. So it's not a bad place. If you get a penalty, it's not going to affect you too much. So Rottenkraut's still out. He's turned red. He will need to pit this turn. So 4Fan 2 probably will. I don't know. We'll see. I could see him pushing for another lap. He's got the fuel and the tires, so. And he's got himself a half-second penalty. So Rottenkraut, he will have no choice but to go to pits in this lap, because his little fuel indicator is red. Staying to the right, and there he goes. So I don't think he's hit the wall. I think it's just the system making it look. So Snafu here, he's getting fuel and tires. Rottenkraut is as well. 3. Here's Ricky B has already fulfilled his pits, so he will jump back into the lead. Jim Shady stays out. SBR, I imagine he will come in So he does. We'll jump out so we don't see him. So Forfan here taking on fresh set of tires and new or full tank of gas here. So I'm assuming the SBR will probably swap out of the hard tires into the mediums. Forfan here, J-Mac, Uncle Jess. Ray has already been into the pits. English Handy has as well. So Forfan back out onto the track with his racing medium tires and full tank of gas. Rigby here in the lead over Shady by 3 seconds. Did he keep it on track? Did it just look like he was off the track that far? So it doesn't look like he got any penalties, so seeing is not believing. So yeah, SBR did get his medium tires. Forfan here in the GR3 lead. Crazy looking helicopter position there. With this update for the series, or update for the game here, they changed some of the physics, and it has really greatly reduced the stopping distance, so you can really dive deep into the corners compared to where it used to be. So like this one, you'd brake right about it there, but now you're braking way up there. And here you would brake right with the trees on the right there. So I think you can go a little deeper now. And he serves his penalty there. 17 seconds ahead of J-Mac. He actually served his penalty and is pulling out. I don't know if J-Mac had an issue there. Ray getting ready to serve his half-second penalty. Sure, Uncle Jesse there is angry about his race, seeing how he had a 5-minute lap, so right at 1 minute more than his normal laps. So lap 6 is where he had his problems. Ricky B going purple there. SBR with another penalty to serve. Support fan here running 405s when he's on fresh tires, so. And then J-Mac was running like 408s. Ray here in the 410s. Jesse definitely has the pace. 404s, 405s. So he will eat into that distance between him and Ray. So that'll move him up to third. That's what he's looking for. So over the amount of time, he has, an hour and 15 minutes left. And he's got 11 seconds ahead. Uncle Ray is 11 seconds ahead of him. So, and then, so that's, that's like 30 seconds. So that's a lot of time to make up. And I don't know if he can, he might. I mean, J-Max running 408s. And he's running 405s, so 3 seconds a lap. So that's 10 laps is 30 seconds, so yeah, I mean, if he can consistently run these lap times, he could, by the 1 hour and 14 minute mark, get up to J-Max position. So here's Ricky B in the lead by 3.8. So that 3.5-4 second lead has been maintained since his pit, since he regained the lead after pit stops were over. Shady here, 22 seconds ahead of Snafu, so not a contention there, and he's 39 seconds ahead of Kraut, and Kraut's 20 seconds ahead of SBR, who, when he does get it right, he has good pace, 340s, so he can challenge Rotten Kraut for that position by the end of the race. So all these races for position are really long-term races. There are some cars in the back that have better pace, and given the amount of time there is left for the race, and if they are consistent with that, they might be able to make up a few positions. This is the corner that'll catch people out, trying to get onto that. Get as much speed as you can heading on to the straight here. That AMG sounds lovely. Porsche has a nice little scream to it. most Ferraris sound good. I think the two worst sounding cars in the game would be the GR3 Mazda Vision. That scream is annoying if you're driving it or if it's around you in the race. And the GR4 Hyundai Elantra, it just sounds like a box of farts to me, so it sounds horrible. But I do enjoy the grunt of that AMG, and I think the older Aston Martin has that same deep V8 sound, as does the I think the Jaguar too. The GR3 Jag has that throaty V8 sound. Nice little Doppler effect there. Rickaby still staying. There's Inger Sandy getting overtaken by Jim Shady. Ooh, is that going to be a penalty? Nope, I don't think so. That Ferrari does sound good too. And right there is where I think it was Mark Webber decided to do a flip, and I don't know, was it one of the Mercedes? I know one of them took flight there. So Rick B is being caught by Jim Shady here. NJS. And looks like our clouds have gone away and given back the sun. But the sun does seem to be low in the sky, so could be looking at nighttime here soon. And when that happens, it'll kind of suck for viewing. It's kind of fun for racing, but kind of difficult for watching a live stream of a race. Let me see something here. We'll start our preparations for that. So let's see. Yep, nope, can't do anything there. So okay, so if we get off here, we can't see. So closing in on our first hour, Ricky B has some ants in his pants and found some speed and pulled back away from Jim Shady. And Snafu is well back from these two, so Orphan has got a sizable lead over J-Mac. Makes it through there, J-Mac. Ray Brago. So Uncle Jesse definitely closing in on Ray's back end there, so should be able to catch him here in the next couple laps. So he can see him now, so I'm sure that'll kind of motivate him to get pushing. Looked like he did have a lap number 11 had a little anomaly there, which made his lap time a little slower, but he's back in the 405s. So there is Ray and Uncle Jesse, so they're in the same part of the racetrack, so we'll come back to them here in a minute. These two they've been about 3.5 seconds behind each other for quite a while since the pit stop, so. And Snafu is not in contention with those top two. And Rotten Crowd is way back from Snafu. SBR is making some headway on Rotten Crowd, so he should be able to make one space up. He's dialed in now, making some good. Well, not really. He was at 37, then 34, then 37. So lacking a little bit of consistency for Fan here. Looking good at 4.0 sums. There's Ray. Uncle Jesse is just 5 seconds back. Ricky B is getting ready to get in the middle of this fight. Can he get around before the pits entrance? No, he's going to get stuck behind him in these. Hopefully he'll just be patient and get through there. Uncle Jesse getting some counter lock in there. We have a little he just overcooked it and spun it. That's easy to do, so we have a new leader. And there he goes. He's got engine damage and front end damage, so that'll clear up. It'll take a little while, so Jim Shady has taken over the lead and already 15 seconds out because he hit that wall and had an unfortunate and couldn't get. There wasn't a way to just hit it and turn around and get going quick. He had to back out of it and get going, and then he's got engine damage and now he's got front end damage, and it'll resolve here in the next few seconds, I'd say. So once that resolves itself, then he will pick up the pace again. But a slight mistake there by Ricky B, and it's cost him 20 seconds of space on the racetrack and clear skies, but it is getting dark out, so we will be doing some nighttime driving. Ricky B still has damage. Now Safu is pretty close to him, though he has a half-second penalty, but he has the advantage of better aerodynamics for now. We could be still got that front damage. We'll keep an eye on that and see when it resolves. He also has that half-second penalty. So does Ramon, though. So, or Ramon Snafu. Let's call him Snafu. So Snafu has the same penalty as Ricky B. So still got front-end damage there. You can see that distance. I mean, he's almost lost a second to Snafu on that. I mean, it's really holding him back. Snafu has caught him with no problem. So we've watched that 5-second difference drop to two seconds. Now he will serve his penalty, so there we go. So both penalties have been served. Ricky B still with front end damage. Snafu with no damage there. Now Ricky B has no front end damage, so now we're back on an even playing field between Ricky and Snafu as we get darker and darker here at Le Mans. And we're closing back in on another round of pit stops soon, here in the next probably 3-4 laps. So Snafu with another penalty, so Shady with 33-second lead over Ricky B. And Ricky B being pursued by Snafu. Got a little battle going on there between Uncle Jesse and Ray. So there, Uncle Jesse did make the time up. Oh, and Ray goes wide there. So let's see what happens here. So they're side by side going through this section. Plenty of room. And there was no contact there. It was just really bad lag. So he's able to get back going. So here we go. We'll get on board here with Ray. So he's trying to stay away, but he goes a little wide, and then the grass just kind of pulls you into it now. So they changed the physics of being off track, and I think it's really a little rougher than it needs to be. So no damage to Ray's vehicle, but Uncle Jesse did get around him as we predicted based on race pace. Now he's got 27 seconds between him and J-Mac. And we've got, he's running 405s, 406s. And then J-Mac is running 408s. So 2 seconds, so that's... Yep, so 2 seconds a lap. That's like 10 laps, so... We'll see. I mean, definitely we got 58 minutes to go. We've gone 14 laps, so we're talking 28 laps for the GR3s and 32 for the Hyper-cars. Jim Shady here in the lead. Tires look good, fuel looks good. Push it through, and he goes into the pits. So we'll get off that, because it shows him as hitting the wall, but I don't believe they are hitting the wall when you are inside the car to see. So Ricky B went into the pit towards the end of their stint, so he can stay out a little longer than Shady. So he does stay out. Snafu stays out. Rotten Kraut definitely will. He's got a ton of fuel. SBR has tons of fuel as well. Giving Rotten Kraut the flashy flash. This looks like a little bit of a battle here. He's closing in on Rotten Kraut. Getting laggy lag. Ooh. You can't, man. I hope it does not look like that for SBR in his car. I needed to back off. I'd just follow him through these sections and then make your move on the front straight, on the Mulsanne straight, Mulsanne, and then make your move there, because that'll be less jittery, I think. So here he goes. Close it up as close as you can to him through this section under the Dunlop Bridge. Here's where if you can make up some time. Oh, Rotten Kraut goes way wide there. And now SBR can make his move. Oh. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, did it look like that way? Did it look that way from his point of view? Or does it look like that from our point of view? I don't know. So Rotten Kraut has dropped down to 5th, with SBR moving up into 4th in that BMW. Ricky B here in the lead, right behind Snafu. The battle for first place. But he'll drop back a little bit after serves his penalty, but it won't be that bad of a penalty for him. And there they are. They're coming around the first place GR3 car. There he goes around. Snafu will be the next one to get around Orfan. Taking his time. Orfan gets out of his way and does not hit the wall, so good job on that. See if Rickaby stays out. I'm sure he will. Yep. Snafu will as well. Jim Shady here has been in the pits, so in 3rd place, but he will take the lead back when 1st and 2nd go in for their 2nd pit stop. SBR ahead of Rotten Kraut. Put a little bit of distance between the two of them, but not a whole lot yet. Let's see here. Forfan still in the lead by 18 seconds. J-Mac here in 2nd place. Uncle Jesse has moved up into third place. A little gravel run there. 23 seconds behind J-Mac, so he has lost a little bit of time to J-Mac. SBR quickly through. Rotten Kraut will be the next one to put them down another lap. Goes Ray. He'll need to pit soon, so here he comes around. He's got one more lap he's going to do. Hopefully he'll make it around. English Andy here, working on lap number 16, and the Hyper-cars are working on 19. So first and second. Both with half-second penalties. So that's no big deal for position. Rigaby's tires are looking worse for wear, but plenty of fuel. Probably got another lap left in his tank if he wants to take it. Snafu definitely can run another lap. Jim Shady is full of fuel, so no problems there. Rotten Kraut as well has, and somebody just spun around. I'm not sure who it was. May have been Uncle Jesse there. Wasn't Uncle Jesse? It must have been one of the... Yeah, we'll never know because it's so dark. Rigaby coming in for his second pit stop. Snafu will stay out. Jim Shady will definitely stay out. Fourth fan here. Coming to the start-finish line. Rigaby is up taking his fuel. Yeah, the lag is kind of driving me crazy to watch. Whenever the cars get anywhere close to each other, it looks dicey and like a dangerous proposition to make it try to make it pass. Snafu here in the lead for the moment, but he's not really the leader. Your leader would be Jim Shady. Once Snafu takes his pit stop, because Rigaby is just now entering the track from his pit stop. Rotten Kraut there in 4th, SBR in 5th. So far, Jim Shady and Rigaby are the only ones that have made their second round of pit stops. Uncle Jesse did make it into the... It was Ray that we were worried about. So there we go. Ray is with 1%. Makes it to the pit stop with minimal fuel left. He definitely pushed it to the max. So Snafu here, I'm pretty sure he will pit this lap because Fuel could probably go, but I don't think the tires will go another lap. Yeah, Jim Shady there second, but look at his fuel. I don't think he took a full tank of gas either, so I think he's trying to split his pit stops. He knows he can't go the full distance to the end on no more pit stops, so maybe did a little bit of a short fill this time, and then he'll go on a little longer fill compared to what it would have been if he'd have taken a full tank of gas on his second pit stop. So speculation, because I was not looking. So Snafu here, 46 minutes left, and he's got little fuel, little tires, so I'm assuming see here if he goes in and he dodges right, and we'll get out of there, because it seems like every time we're watching they slam into the wall, but I don't think it's actually them slamming into the wall. I think the game says they do, but when you're actually driving the car, you don't hit the wall. So 8% of fuel left. Jim Shady has retaken the lead after these pit stops are shaking themselves out. So Snafu will take on a full load of fuel, and that could possibly, maybe take him to the end of the race. So I'm sure that's what he is banking on happening. Rigby definitely does not need to stop. So here's Snafu taking on his fuel load. And Forfan comes into the pit stop in the lead of the GR3s. Rotten Crowd and SBR as well have made it out. Here's Snafu here with a full tank of gas and brand new tires. Forfan in, J-Mac in, Jesse is not in, but he does not need to because he was just in. I think Ray is the same thing, he was just in as well. And English Andy has refueled his car and taken on fuel. So here we are with Forfan. Rotten Kraut's getting close to done. Forfan will finish about the same time he does. So he'll be embattled with SBR for the looks of it. So there he goes. Forfan is out. Rotten Kraut is also out. SBR comes out. J-Mac is still in. Now he is out. So Forfan getting overtaken by Rotten Kraut and soon to be taken over, passed by SBR. So those two hypercars are around and out of his way, and they his. So our leader is Jim Shady. Ricky B is the second place car, and Ricky B, then Snafu in third, Rotten Kraut fourth, And SBR in 5th place. It looks like he is trying to put the moves on Rottenkraut. Or is he? See, I hate this because there should not be a black blob in front of Rottenkraut's car, because his headlights would be lighting that up and there would not be a shadow looming like black in front of that car from SBR's vantage point. So everybody seems to be handling the darkness pretty decent. "41 minutes to go." Let's see where we are with the Uncle Jesse situation. He is 8.8 seconds off Forfan, so it is looking close. So I have a feeling Uncle Jesse will make up this distance and have a recovery run up to 3rd place, which would be wonderful. And then we'll see if 3rd place is enough or if he needs to get out and do some more racing. Okay. Ray is 40-some seconds behind this vehicle on course. You can see J-Mac's headlights a little bit there. So we'll run through the field here. Ricky B in 1st place. Wow, 44 seconds. Ricky B in 2nd. 13 seconds back from there is Snafu. 1 minute back is SBR, and then 2 minutes back is Rottenkraut. Forfan in the lead of the GR3s with an 18-second lead over J-Mac, who has a approaching Uncle Jesse behind him by 7.8 seconds. And then Jesse has 43 seconds on Ray. And then Ray has 47 seconds over English Andy. So the main race at this point is Jesse and J-Mac. It doesn't look like it, but that distance has been coming down pretty steadily through the race. Uncle Jesse was in the lead at the beginning for quite a few laps. I think even into the first pit stop, and then made a mistake that we missed and could not find, dropping him way back in the pack. And that's when Forfan took over the lead, and he has not given up, has not unfurled his iron fist on that lead. So we'll just stay right here with Uncle Jesse, who is now 6 seconds behind J-Mac. Shooting a little blue flame there from the back. Got some glowing brake, front disc brakes. Now within 6.3 seconds of J-Mac. There you go. You can see him up there in the lead, ahead of him in the chicane. Still at nighttime here with no weather in the foreseeable future, just darkness. You can see stars up there and the moon, so no clouds, so no chance of rain. Stars in his eyes. I think that's from Jukebox Hero by Foreigner. He's got one guitar swung way down low. So J-Mac here, within Uncle Jesse is within 5 seconds now, so he is gnawing away at that distance between the two. This is our only real race at the moment. So we'll stick with this for a little bit as he shoots a blue flame. And the blue flame was a rocket car that was going for the land speed record back in my youth. The blue flame. Yep, we're below 5 seconds. Jim Shady still way in the lead over Ricky B, who is way in second place over Snafu, who's way in third place. SBR has got a good fourth place there with 6 seconds between him and Rottenkraut. And in Forfan here, still 18 seconds ahead of J-Mac. J-Mac here. Now we're below 4 seconds between him and Uncle Jesse. So it just keeps getting closer and closer. There's your J-Mac 3 seconds ahead of Jesse. Jesse is closing down. I think he'll have him. He'll be on his back bumper by the time he gets to the end of this lap. There you go. There's J-Mac. Into the hairpin. 2.6 seconds. And Jesse is just storming back up towards the front of the pack here. See him lingering back there in third place. Looks like our first place car is closing in on these two, so might delay the battle here a little bit. Jim Shady closing in on the back of Jesse. So he's coming around and he'll be on the back of J-Mac. Didn't really... Oh no! Oh, Uncle Jesse! He spins And he's in the gravel and he's spinning some more. And there he goes. Finally got it back under control, so let's see what happens here. He just jumped on the loud pedal and spun it, and he's got traction control on. There he goes, trying to, oh, he got the traction control off there. Now he's back running. So now the traction control is back on, so we tried to turn the traction control off to get the back end to spin around, so he's gone from being right on the back end of J-Mac to being back in the middle of no man's land. So really we don't have any races going on at the moment. Jim Shady, Ricky B's 15 seconds, Snafu a minute back, SBR's 15 seconds ahead of Rotten Crowd, who's 8 minutes ahead of Forfan, who's 20 seconds ahead of J-Mac, and now J-Mac is 20 seconds ahead of Uncle Jesse, who's 40 seconds ahead of Ray, and Ray is 37 seconds ahead of English Andy. So we got nothing going on right at the moment, just cruising through the night. So we'll just kind of sit here and watch things happen. Well, it looks like we've got a final pit stop here for Rotten Crowd. Let's take a gander at everybody's position here. As you can see, the sunlight looks like it's getting ready to peek through. So we're getting out of the nighttime racing. You can see the track getting a little brighter here, making it easier to see the race cars. So Jim Shady is coming into the pits out of the lead there, and he pretty much had to. Ricky B, I think he will. I don't know, he's going to do some saving, I'm sure. So Snafu definitely looking pretty good. SBR as well looks pretty good. Rotten Crowd is definitely good with a full tank of gas. 4Fan with over half a tank, so he may be done with pit stops as well. J-Mac here getting swallowed up by Ricky B. Jesse here. Jesse may need to top it up a little bit. Jim Shady still in the pits. Is he going to... Ricky B just took the lead again. See how much fuel he puts into the Adidas Ferrari. So 54%, so Snafu is coming in to... So okay. So Rick B has less than 50%. Snafu does not feel he can make it to the end, so he's getting new tires and probably a quarter tank gas more, so probably at 3/4, and that'll be it for his. So he is going above and beyond. So he stopped at 93%. Definitely doesn't have to worry about fuel savings for that. So 4Fan with a half-second penalty. Shady going around J-Mac. That'll probably end up being a penalty. And it was. Just get on board here with some people we haven't seen too much of during the race. Showcase English Andy for a little... sorry, English Andy. Just trying to get a little screen time, and commentator's curse strikes again. So we've made it through the evening, and we made it through some daylight, and we made it through clouds and sunny skies with no rain. Take a look at here at the Liquid Death Ferrari. So Uncle Jesse here trying to make up his mistake there. See if he's got 22 minutes to make up 9 seconds. SBR going in for one final pit stop with a little front end damage. PlayStation is definitely putting out some heat this evening, which is fine in wintertime, but not too good for this time of year. Got some fans blowing on it, so that should help dissipate some of that heat. Run crowd getting a little paint. We'll need a paint job after this race from the looks of it there. "20 minutes and Ricky B's tires look like garbage, or they will by the end of the race. So fuel, he's got a quarter tank left, so we got 4. So we got 20 minutes and we're looking at 4 minutes a lap, so looking at 6 laps left, I guess, for Ricky B as he lags around the track. Jim Shady has no worries as far as fuel and tires go. So just not saying much because there's not much to say. Snuffy just trying to get through lap traffic here as best he can. Little Porsche on Porsche crime there. I mean, the game looks really good graphics and everything, but then whenever you see them jumping around like that, it takes you out of the reality into it being a video game with lag under the Dunlop Bridge. That BMW does have an interesting nose, way wide, but I don't think he was. PlayStation said he was, and he was, so there you go. So yeah, it's got the kidney front grille, but stylized and spread wide. Giggity. That looked like a legit off-road excursion. So for fan here, your leader of GR3s. Here's Snafu in the background there. Let's check on our hypercar leader. Definitely will need to pit for tires and for fuel. And he will relinquish the lead to Jim Shady once he does go in for pits. Into the pits. Is he going to do it this time? He does. Well, timed that just right to see. So in for a fresh pair of boots and some fuel. And here is your eventual leader here. Coming across the start finish and past Ricky B in the pits. And so he runs off into the lead and then probably have about a 15-second, 20-second lead on whoever is the next one behind him. Ricky B still in the pits. So we're fully back in daylight. Run through here. Ricky B did come back out in second place, so Jim Shady in first, Ricky B in second. So where are they on the standings? So Jim Shady and Ricky B. So Jim Shady will jump up to the championship lead, and Ricky B will at least jump up one position. SBR is out there, and I don't know, there might be enough difference of time that, or points, that he could stay where he's at. I don't know. Let me see if I can look in Discord and see what the points are. So there's series standings, so alright, so you get 21 points for a win, so just trying to see if he has it broken down. Well, you know what? We can look at the week 1 standings. So there we go. So 21 points for first place. Let me get some paperwork here. There we go. So, got my handy dandy notebook. Now if I can find a handy dandy piece of writing equipment. So, alright, so first 21, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So that would be the points. So let's see here. So, scroll. So we've got Matt, who will get no points. And he's at 119. And as we sit right here, Jim Shady, JS, has 117 points. So if he gets the win, that would be 138. Alright, so then SBR has 109, and SBR is in 4th place at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, so that's 16 points, so that'll put him at a 125. And then, so we've got okay, so that's SBR. So Ricky B, so that is our next one. That's who we're looking at now. Now, Ricky B has a total of 98 points. And a 2nd place will give him 18. So that'll give him 116. So that'll put, if things end right as they are right now, that'll put Jim Shady at 138, SBD at 125, Matt will be 119, and then Ricky B will be at 116, so that'll put him in 4th place for the championship. And that's where he's at right now. So looks like right at the moment that Jim Shady will be your championship winner if it comes to a close right now. So I think J-Mac will have no problem with the championship on this side, because he is ahead of Uncle Jesse, and Uncle Jesse is in 2nd place. Forfan might just jump him. Yep, so that's what we're looking at here. So Forfan can jump up to 2nd place in the championship if all things end the way they are right now. So we're looking at 2 laps here. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, Jim Shady will have this lap and 1 more to go, maybe even a 3rd, because that'll be right at 7 minutes. So yeah, he'll have 3 laps left, and then we'll see what our GR3s have. Probably 2 laps left, definitely 2 laps left. They'll did. He's at the back end of this one, so he'll finish this one and then 2 laps on top of that. So yeah, looks like this has some definitely changes to the championship for this race. This race will determine a champion. It won't be. It wasn't determined last race, so definitely coming down to the wire, and that's what you want. You want. You don't want somebody running away with it. So why don't we have a little bit of time here? Let's hear from our sponsor.
When it's time to get rid of that painful friction, reach for the natural slick stuff you want, and put some Hawk 2 lubrication on that thing.
There you go. Hawk 2 lubrication. All your lubrication needs. Hawk 2 lubrication. And let me give a shout out to my friends at the Rob's Classic Racing channel. They do races on Mondays and Thursdays. They just wrapped up, or might be wrapping up, a mini challenge on Mondays. And they'll be doing, I'm not sure what, I think it's a GR3 race they've got on Thursdays that they do. So, but yeah, Rob's Classic Racing, check out their YouTube channel. Great bunch of guys, good racing, funny commentary. Always enjoy their streams. They are over in the UK, so if you're in the Americas, it'll be afternoon for you and evening for them. So Forfan here, still in the lead. We'll run through our field here because Jim Shady's coming across, and he will start this lap, and he's got 4 minutes and 38 seconds, so he will do a second lap after this one. So Jim Shady over Ricky B, over Snafu, who has a second. And he is overtaking the GR3s back here. SBR in 4th place. Not really in contact with anybody else. Neither is Rotten Kraut for that matter. Forfan, 24 seconds ahead of 2nd place. 2nd place is way ahead of everybody else. And then Ray here in 3rd. Uncle Jesse has jumped into pits, and I think he has, I'm assuming, quote, terminal damage to that car. I think he's just had enough after 2 hours. He's smashed that car all to bits, so I think he's parked it here in the pits to call it an evening. So Uncle Jesse will finish here in 10th place. It's Jim Shady here out on his penultimate lap. So here we go, Forfan here, 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to this race. And he is nearing the end of this lap, so I think he will have one additional lap of racing to do. Looks like we got some cars that may finish before our leaders. English Andy here going around Ray. Ray fighting back. Oh, what? Snafu. This is laggy, looks bad. So it looks like English Andy gave, or Snafu gave Ray a little bit of a push and got around English Andy with a little help from his friend from the looks of it. Definitely got some, oh, we got some. Oh no, English Andy and Ray Brago. Let's see here, what happens here? So English Andy's following Ray. That looks like a bit of a lag-induced smashing up there. Trying to find... Okay, he's done. Okay, so Snafu has taken, SBR will take the flag here. Looks like we're coming up here on Ray to take the flag for 8th place. English Andy here for 9th. Here comes Rotten Crowd to take the flag here. We got our leaders really close together here. And it's done. Okay, so needed to give it a little lag time between the end of the race, and so there we go. So we will, oops, hit the X button here and see if we can save the replay. All right, and then we'll look at the finish here. Jim Shady with the win. Rigby in 2nd, Snafu in 3rd, SBR 4th, Rotten Kraut 5th. Your first place GR3 is 4fan, J-Mac in 2nd, Ray 3rd, And then we've got 4th place will be Andy and Uncle Jesse finishing back in 5th. So had some shenanigans there at the back there for 8th and 9th place. Not sure what happened there. Uncle Jesse looked like he had had enough of this race at that point, so he was parked it in the pits, and then all the racing kind of got spread out there for the last 40 minutes, hour or so. So a little bit of racing. Uncle Jesse made a run there towards the end, but then had a couple of mistakes, and that finished him off. So that'll do it for the WEC endurance race for Signal 13 Racing. And I don't believe we have anything for next week, so we'll go ahead and sign off, and maybe we'll do something next Wednesday. And that'll do it for me, Fast Ginger. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you again for the next race.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to end the show. The stream is over, I got to go. Now is not the time to be sad. I'll be back, there's more streaming to be had. Fast Ginger will bring the best with an entertainment fest where friends are made and good times never fade. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like, you can even get notified.